This may be the most emotional episode of the Vampire Lestat that we get this season. I know we have 4 episodes left to go, and there's still quite a few things that we need to cover and address. But the fact that we got Claudia and Lestat's assaults overlapped with each other was so devastating and heartbreaking. There is so much to love and so much to hate about this episode. And I guess I'm not one of the haters, but people on Threads have been bitching relentlessly about not watching this show. Boo-hoo, it's moving at a too fast a pace, it's not serious enough, I don't like what they did with Gabriella. You bitches just can't catch a vibe. You bitches can't catch a vibe, okay? I think it's campy, it's dramatic, it's very Lestat coded. Okay? Oh, it's moving too slow. No, it isn't. These writers, I very much trust these writers. The first episode, the pilot episode of Interview with a Vampire was so mind-blowing that it was basically like an entire movie put into an hour pilot episode. It was so good. So I really do have faith in the writers. Okay, so we start off Lestat and the vampire Gabriella. They are feeding on a newly married couple when Daniel calls him. He's like, I saved your life, you fucking owe me, get over here. So he goes and he's doing the documentary. And we are going to see a much more vulnerable Lestat than what we're used to. He tends to like make light of everything and joke around to cover up the fact that he is deeply alone and sad and traumatized. But he's talking about his lyrics and what they're about. And all while this is happening, we see Louis. Now, at the end of the last episode, Raglan James and Real Rashid came to Louis and was like, hey, we're understaffed, we're overworked. We need you to do this thing for us. And this thing is get rid of this Detroit coven, the one to attack Lestat. Oh, by the way, their leader is a guy named Killer who used to go by Bruce. Bruce, who Claudia interacted with in the first season, where it's implied that something bad happened to her and that Bruce is the one who did it, but it doesn't quite go into the details of what it was, okay? So we see Louis, he's going to this house, he's looking for Killer. And then my boy starts tearing this coven up. And we see him use the cloud gift. Now, since this retelling is Lestat's retelling, it's unclear whether Louis actually has the cloud gift or if Lestat just, this is how Lestat is imagining it. And he puts Louis on like a very high pedestal, so he could think that he has these powers and these abilities that he doesn't have. So, we see how Lestat and Nikki met and fell in love after Lestat, slaughtered his dad and his brothers and their wives and all that stuff. He goes to Paris and he sees Nikki de la Font, I think that's his name, playing the violin, and he's like, oh, need that. And to him it sounds good, but now after years and years and years of practice and familiarity with music, he now knows that Nikki was not that great of a violin player, but he didn't know any better at the time. And also, he was like crazy in love. He literally said, from the first moments I saw you playing the violin, I needed that. So they start talking. He's like, oh, Lestat, like, what are you doing here? He talks a little bit about his music schooling, and it's kind of history from there. So Lestat gets a job at a theater, and Nikki helps him get this job, and this is where Magnus sees Lestat. He watches him playing Lelio, and apparently he's like smitten. He's obsessed. He has all these other corpses that he's drained and killed and just has laying around in his his lair, his Magnus lair, whatever the fuck. And he is obsessed with Lestat. And as Lestat is talking about the song Your Biggest Fan, it's playing, basically it's a fucking Magnus music video of him singing this to Lestat. Like, I'm your biggest fan, I know I'm hard to look at, I want to give you my all. It's very like, yeah, it's odd. Like, he was stalking him, like, that's me at your window, I have a bottle of wine. So we kind of recount the story of how the Magnus and Lestat relationship came to be by force, because Magnus is a fucking weirdo and a stalker. He's a kidnapper. He's a killer. He's busted as fuck. He looks like he stinks. His teeth are rotten. He has like the coconut head haircut. He's just like busted as fuck. So we see Lestat basically being ripped from his bed. Magnus goes, takes him out the bed. He holds him hostage for a while. Then he tortures him. He turns him. It's implied that previous to that, he had raped Lestat. And that, there's more emphasis on that later. So I'll talk about that part later. So Lestat's talking about this, but he's minimizing. He's minimizing what he's done to him because he doesn't want to face any of the bad shit that has happened to him in his like 200 something years of life. He's minimizing it, and he's making it sound like oh, Magnus killed himself in front of you. And Lestat's like, oh, it really took a burden off of me whenever he did that, because now I don't have to spend, you know, centuries with him by my side. So he's minimizing the things that have happened to him, even though they're very, this is like mind-altering shit. So he mocks Daniel a little bit more about Armand, which he does like quite a few times, who Lestat hates. And we see the retelling of him in the booth with Armand, that Armand made it sound like it was like a mutual relationship or whatever. The whole time Lestat is like, ew. Like, I'm not fucking with that. Like, Armand professes his love for him. Lestat's like, there's not enough room in this booth for your desperation. Like, ew. So, in the midst of all this, Gabriella, the vampire Gabriella, who really pretty much avoids Lestat for most of their vampire life. Like, he literally said, I saw you twice in the last century. She doesn't want